Hello folks, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This is Rust Reality Recaps, where we cover all things 90 Day Fiancé, trash reality TV, and garbage human beings. And that wraps in our current topic, Meghan Markle. Last we left off, we were discussing Meghan on Jamie Kern Lima's podcast. If you missed these parts, make sure you go back and check those out. In this final part, timed coincidentally for Mother's Day in North America, this special will feature what I perceive as Meghan's parental narcissism on full display, along with some performative dry tears, lack of awareness, or deliberate unwillingness to acknowledge their unique privileges in attempts to be relatable and seem down to earth and hardworking. Disgusting. Trigger warning, this episode will contain contents of narcissistic parental abuse, might be triggering, viewer discretion is advised, or, perpetrators with no self-awareness who like to project onto others and can't take self-accountability might get a little upset and butthurt. So we finished the last segment of the podcast off where Jamie was reading Meghan letters from Harry and her invisible children, letters of love, support, and admiration. Apparently Meghan hadn't seen or heard of these whatsoever, which I find odd and contrived. Jamie asks Meghan what does she do to support Harry. Meghan gives us a word salad answer about not being involved in news or media and being his barometer.
The best ways that you support him that he needs about this.
I think a lot of it is being a soundboard, especially because I don't read media or press.
Yeah.
I'm a good barometer of sometimes maybe just a very removed point of view because I'm only looking at it through the lens of loving him.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've seen Meghan smother him in any engagements that they are together in public, and it seems like he can't stand it. Is that what she means?
What's in his best and highest good? What's in the best interest for us as a family? What will help nurture him and help him find balance?
Yeah.
What's best for him? What will make him... Sorry, I need to hear that again. What will nurture him and make him find balance? You guys, I don't presume to know everything about Harry. I remember thinking at their mother's funeral that boy is going to have issues, and he clearly does. But since being with Meghan these last 7 years, he does not look good. He does not look happy or healthy or glowing and thriving. You know a person has a good partner and a good relationship when they are excelling in life, they look good, they are healthier, happier, doing better, and more successful. Harry's everything seems to have tanked since Meghan. Is that how she helps nourish him and help him thrive and stay balanced? Now, if anything, she probably feeds into his narcissistic, damaged ego. She's helped create the petulant, spoiled brat that we see constantly gaslighting his estranged family. And I'll get into his role as a dad with his children later on.
So I think in that regard, I can hear it through a different lens because my opinion isn't colored by anything other than what I know from him and what I can see for our future.
You didn't foresee his future being with his family in the UK. That wasn't in your imaginary coloring book for you two, was it? No. Or your children having any attachment to their family, their lineage, their roots, their heritage, the history. Well, they're missing out on so much, and I know it's not my place to judge, but it must be really isolating. So now we talk about Lilibet.
When Lily grows up, what are your hopes that she would share and say about her mother?
Oh, Meghan's just tickled. This is the best question. She's like, what a great question. I would hope that my daughter, who would look up to me and think that I'm awesome and fantastic and amazing, that she would know exactly how much I loved her and how much I had to sacrifice to love her, to be her mother. She better know. There was a little bit of parody in there, but not really.
Like, oh my gosh, no one has ever loved someone more than the way our mom loved us.
Okay, upon first hearing this, it sounds normal and base. As a mother myself, I would agree. I love my children more than anything, and I would hope that they would know that in their core, right? But with Meghan, there's more to it than that.
And so I created for the kids these email addresses that sort of like names again that you would never guess that I will give them at some point in their lives when they're older. But before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
When I first heard this, I thought, oh, that's a nice idea. That's thoughtful. I felt kind of guilty because I realized I didn't do anything like that for my kids. I just have albums saved on a Facebook account that I can't delete ever because those are precious photos that aren't saved anywhere else right now. However, upon analyzing this thought a little deeper, I realized cleaning out my email inbox is such a pain in the ass, and I hate it so much. Are her kids even going to appreciate going through hundreds and thousands of emails that she has sent to them over the years? And is this a labor of love, or is this something that's going to be used to make them feel guilty? Like, look at all this time I spent emailing you how much I loved you. Why would you email them things instead of just do it with them or tell them in the moment? I get saving the memory, but even that's not safe because emails can get hacked. God forbid that doesn't happen. But it just seems strange, and I don't know if the kids are going to appreciate it the way she intended. And I wonder if that would piss her off that if they didn't appreciate it when they receive it. You know what I'm saying?
Saying this morning, or here's a picture of you two having breakfast, or here's you playing with the things that you're not going to frame, the things that you're not going to put pen to paper in a journal, but they will end up at one point in their life, maybe when they're 16 or when they're 18, that I say, here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
Just imagine these children in their early 20s exasperated going through these emails of Meghan just sending them tedious things throughout their lives when they were little, when she wasn't around, and they just don't care. And she's like, appreciate it now, I love you.
And here's everything and every moment that I wanted to tell you how much I love you and like how proud I am of you and all things to make you emotional. For them to be able to look back and go, oh my gosh, she has loved us so much.
This was another part that struck me in a weird way. I'm a mother of 3, and yes, I love my children more than anything, and I would hope that they would know that in their core. But the way she says it, it's like it's a power move. I don't know how to explain it. It's like to guilt them. It's like priming them that no one will ever amount to her. For her son, it's setting him up to be a potential mama's boy because no woman will ever love him like his mother, and no one will ever satisfy or please him or take care of him like his mother. And for Lilibet, it could cause other problems. Daughters of grandiose narcissists are in a lot of trouble because as long as they are idealizing and admiring their mother, they're in their good graces. But as soon as they may start to outgrow their mother or branch out from their mother, or even, heaven forbid, criticize their mother, that's it. That's time for a war zone or potential disownment. The mother can become unbelievably cruel. The most painful part is you're gaslighted in a sense to believe that it's your fault, because how could you? It's your mother. This is in no intention to diagnose someone with NPD. People can display narcissistic traits without being a diagnosed malignant narcissist. So that is my statement. I just want to make a small disclaimer that I am not a trained psychologist or psychiatrist. I am a trained and experienced healthcare and nurse assistant, and I've lived and experienced narcissistic abuse and relationships throughout my life. So I speak from personal experiences, and my videos are to be taken for entertainment and personal enlightenment only. Please do your own research and seek out a professional if you are in need of actual serious help and education. Thank you.
So beautiful.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that one. Yeah, they're just great. It's just so great. This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on. Thank you.
I should have put a no makeup on, and I say that in quotation marks, counter.
Yeah, they're just great. It's just so.
Let's watch her repetitively wipe her dry ass eyes that are crystal clear and white. They're not even red or teary whatsoever.
This is why it's so nice. Great. This is why it's so nice to not have makeup on. Thank you.
So something that Meghan's stories about emailing her children really reminded me about was when she went on Drew Barrymore and spoke about how she always packs a thin book and records herself reading it to them and sends it to them. I thought that was really strange myself. Wouldn't you just read to them?
Fun! Just showing up. I mean, even being away and out here, I always make it a point when I'm traveling, if I can't do bedtime stories with my kids, because Archie and Lili are just 3 and 5, so I'll always pack a really thin book, and I'll videotape myself reading it, so whoever's with them, or Papa can say, here's Mama reading your bedtime story. You find ways to show up for each other, and if that's the one thing that I can convey through the show, or through As Ever as a brand, I want people to know you can show up for each other, because you know how good it feels when someone shows up for you.
You know what would be great? Showing up for your kids if you phoned them and read them a bedtime story, or better yet, if you were there in person and read them a bedtime story when you tucked them in, instead of having nannies do it and then just flashing a phone recording of you doing it from somewhere in the world.
It's the greatest gift you can get. That's the gift that will cost you nothing, and it will mean everything to your children. You do it for your partner too. Yeah. No, you should do it for the kids.
Yeah, I'm having these like aha moments right now.
So there you have it. Because I don't record myself reading stories and I don't email my kids a bunch of asinine, mundane shit every day, I feel like a terrible mother, you guys. I'm just completely inadequate. The channel Lost Beyond Pluto really inspired me on this topic, and I wanted to stand in solidarity and agreeance with her and make my own form of a video touching on this. Please go check hers out because she is a tremendously intelligent and well-spoken and hardworking individual. She's got a great channel, and she's got a lot to say about Meghan Markle. But if all of our analyses on her and Harry are true, and they are narcissistic parents, that implies a lot of troubles for Archie and Lilibet growing up, and I am very curious about what they will have to say when they are young adults. Children raised by a narcissist often refrain from expressing their deepest needs and longings because they've learned their needs and desires are inconsequential in comparison to their narcissistic parents. They often repress their thoughts and feelings to maintain emotional stability at home. This can often result in them developing insecure attachment styles and codependency as adults. Not even getting into the anxiety, the depression, the post-traumatic stress disorder from any kind of trauma they may have endured, substance use issues, addiction, and intimacy problems. The list really goes on. Reviewing the list and signs of a narcissistic parent, Harry and Meghan display signs. Harry by ways of using fear tactics, engaging in mocking, teasing, and gaslighting, blaming family members, not showing compassion to family, relishing the spotlight, not being home, preoccupation with success and power, enjoying activities but not with the family, taking advantage of others, being aloof and unsympathetic to others, but highly sensitive to his own pain. And with Meghan, the iceberg goes even deeper. She also uses fear tactics to manipulate, criticizing and teasing or bullying to maintain superiority, gaslighting. She would definitely have an intolerance to any disobedience, turning family time into an opportunity to shift attention onto herself, playing the blame game, only showing love as a reward and withdrawing otherwise, comparing siblings, playing favorites, shaming or inducing guilt to exert control. Topic of conversation must always be on her, criticizing her children to boost her own ego, expects credit and praise for mothering, competing with her children, little to no awareness of how her behavior affects others, and using children to gain admiration or attention. Now, the children are young right now, so we won't see these behaviors at this time, but as they develop into their own persons, their own human beings, their own personalities and traits, we will start to see, well, we won't perhaps, but these poor children may start to experience those traits. We have not had an opportunity to see how they treat their children, but we can have an idea based on how they've treated their extended family. So Jamie asks Meghan at one point if she's going to write a memoir, or perhaps Meghan just brings up that people have asked if she's going to write a memoir. I'm more interested in Archie and Lilibet's memoirs, to be honest with you. That's going to be messy.
Thinking about doing that, also about how many people are going to start doing that.
Yeah.
Start doing that because that's so beautiful. And I think about
So after Meghan smugly tells Jamie that she should also email her kids, Jamie wipes away some dry tears off her makeup-free, allegedly, face as well, and goes on about how astute and amazing and intelligent and just out of this world Meghan is, and how beautiful everything she says is, and everybody should do the things she says. So you guys probably are aware that there's a lawsuit brewing due to Meghan's Epsom salt recipe from With Love Meghan. I knew it was going to happen, but apparently Meghan couldn't foresee it, and neither could Netflix, because there was no warnings or disclaimers anywhere.
I'm teaching that to them. I'm reinforcing that, but I'm also reinforcing it for myself.
yes.
What you're doing is reinforcing that it's okay that you don't know how to do things.
Yeah, yet.
I don't know what I'm doing yet.
My business hasn't gotten traction yet. No one's picked up my book proposal yet.
This is so pandering. It's one thing to talk to your child like this, but grown women in their 40s and 50s, no.
Yes.
Haven't found my soulmate yet. Everything's yet.
The power of yet.
The power of yet.
The problem with this yet nonsense is everybody else who's struggling, who doesn't know how to do things yet, aren't being handed multiple $1 million contracts to not know how to do it.
Yeah.
Yes. That's where the yet comes in.
The yet.
Right.
And what about now? Like in your life now, do you ever feel unworthy?
Not unworthy. Sometimes I feel very self-conscious.
Long answer short, no, Meghan does not feel unworthy. she's a narcissist. She thinks she's the best thing since sliced bread, but her insecurity is palpable.
I don't have to prove anything to you anymore. I don't have to prove that I'm a good person. I don't have to prove to you that I'm a good wife or mom or friend. I don't have to prove that I work hard.
Just because you say that you work hard doesn't mean that you actually are accomplishing anything. You ever hear the difference between working hard and working smart, Meghan?
And it can be really freeing when you stop playing the prove it game. You're proving nothing to anyone other than to yourself.
Says the woman who married a prince and has all these people to help her, nannies, etc.
I don't have to prove it to you. And if you can't see it, I don't need to prove to you why that's your loss. Because I know that I'm a great friend, and I know the kind of mom I am. I know the kind of human being I am. I know how I show up.
Had you two actually gone and lived a private life like you claimed you wanted, you wouldn't have had to prove jack shit to anybody, but you wanted to start a business and star in a Netflix show, Meghan.
And I love being able to be that person with the people that I love. So, worthiness, maybe part of worthiness comes when you stop having to feel like you're in the prove it game.
So Meghan's not doing anything to prove anything to us plebs. Everything she's doing is for herself and for her friends.
This is so profound, and it's so simple, but so profound and so true.
Reminds me of when George Lucas was like, I'm not making movies for anybody except myself anymore because they bullied me.
Oh, beautiful and so powerful. And I'm thinking about every person listening or watching right now who's going to rewind that part of the show and watch it over and over and over and let it take root, because it's a tool that you can lean on.
I don't even think Meghan believes that part. That's definitely not the part that we're going to rewind over and over again and let take root. I can guarantee you that much, Jamie.
So Harry said publicly, so much of what Meghan is and how she is so similar to my mom. She has the same compassion, she has the same empathy, she has the same confidence, she has this warmth about her. How do you feel about him sharing that?
Oh, gross. Is Harry really still comparing his wife to his mother? He's really got to stop with that. I can tell that Meghan's really happy about that. She says that she had wished that she had a chance to meet Diana, and then she starts talking about Marcus Anderson.
Marcus will see certain things and he goes, oh, there's my friend.
Yes.
And gets so excited when you can see me reflected in a way that's the me that you know.
Yes.
And so what a gift that is.
She's just so...
letting me be.
I don't think once in this interview she's acknowledged how much her husband have propped her up in life and acknowledged it or appreciated it.
You made me cry. Good thing I have no makeup on.
You look so pretty.
Shut the fuck up about the no makeup, Jamie. I'm over it. Everybody's over it. We don't believe you. Shut up.
Oh my gosh, I don't even... okay, so I've not done a show with no makeup since my 1,000 QVC shows.
Do you think I have?
Blah, 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 blah. So Jamie asks Meghan if she's going to write another book. And Meghan talks about how she enjoyed writing children's books, but she hasn't lived enough life for her memoir.
Write another book.
Yes, maybe, for sure. I think, I love right now working on everything in the space of hospitality and home and entertaining and food and those sort of tips and something like that. I think it'd be really fun.
So she wants to be the next Martha Stewart. Turns out Martha Stewart was a talentless narcissistic hack too. They should hook
Of course,
up.
children's books are great. And then, I think people are often curious if I'm going to write a memoir, but I've got a lot more life to live before I'm there.
She's either waiting for Charles to die or for her and Harry to divorce. That is going to be the big payout for her that will set her up for life. She's just got to wait.
Would you ever run for office?
No,
Never.
No.
Never.
never. Oh God, I mean, you can say never. No, I'm not interested in that. No.
Can you give us one hint on something exciting coming up for As Ever?
Meghan has floundered at almost all of her projects. Her likability is in the goddamn toilet. Why would she bother running for president? And what makes anyone think that she would be good at it? She's not even good in her kitchen or on her own damn podcast where she had people build her studio and produce her work for her. At least she's doing her own interviews this time, I think.
Doing the work for us.
With As Ever?
With As Ever. Yeah, with As Ever, with your show, but with your products. And I'm telling you,
Oh my God. So Jamie thinks that Meghan's As Ever products are so revolutionary that it's going to help her start a bakery with her daughter.
when I built It Cosmetics, that was one thing I was really good at. Because I don't like to do makeup. Like you see my rosacea, nothing ever works. I knew if it worked for me, it's going to do the work for someone who does not want to learn how to do makeup.
Talking about yourself too much, Jamie. You're losing her. You got to send her back on her now real quick.
One of the things I love most about As Ever, my daughter, who's 6, just made cookies with flour sprinkles.
Flour sprinkles are not revolutionary or necessary for cookies. Shortbread cookies are some of the easiest cookies to make. You didn't need her box shit to do it.
We look like we know what we're doing.
You do.
I mean, we could open a bakery.
Could.
And it's
Okay, without even getting into the logistics of how difficult it is to open your own bakery or coffee shop, that speaks to her privilege. But you don't need Meghan's overpriced, lame attempt at ripping off Betty Crocker to make shortbread cookies. It's some of the simplest ingredients. You need flour, sugar, and butter. And you make cookies. It's not that difficult. If you need a recipe, why don't you check mine out? I posted a video called Do Not Buy Meghan's As Ever Cookie Mix. I will teach you how. Make sure you check that video out and you'll see just how simple it is, probably cheaper, better ingredients, and yeah, you don't need to wait for the mysterious shipping of Meghan's mystery product that you may or may not receive.
Because you're doing the work for customers in your products, that is huge. That to me is like a 1 in a billion key to success.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. It doesn't need to feel complicated.
It's not that complicated, and maybe if it is for you, maybe you're too dumb and maybe you should just stop.
I don't want to just buy the thing. I do want to have my hands in it.
I don't want to just buy the thing. I do want to have my hands in it.
We know, we saw. It was one of your biggest critiques from With Love, Meghan, was how you had to finger fuck all the food and the crudités every day. People were sick of it. They didn't want to see your fingers all in everything. Allegedly, she smokes, and we didn't see her wash her hands that much, so that's a little extra spice and flavor in there for you. Come on, kids, taste just like mommy. Stale cigarettes and wine. Maybe a little something skunkier if Doria and Harry are around, if you guys catch my drift. So as this interview comes to a close, Jamie needs to fill up her airtime with her voice reading a quote to Meghan. And you can see it's really hard for Meghan to have to sit there and listen and not talk about herself. It's almost painful. I can feel her anxiety and her nervous system just watching her. It's so funny. And Jamie's pleased to wrap this shit up and call it a day.
That is you, my friend. I love you. Thank you for trusting me with your first ever podcast and with your friendship and with,
Means a lot, Jamie. Thank you.
yeah, I love you. I have something for you.
Oh, God.
You're the
Oh, that was creepy. Meghan's whispering? Oh, it gives me shivers. I didn't like it. I hate how she does it. It's not ASMR if that's what she's trying to do. It's just weird. Ugh.
Remember, this episode's not just for you and me. Please share this with every single person that you know because it can impact and change their life too.
Yes. Share this video that you're watching right now on Rust Reality Recaps. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. Do the kid a favor and hit that like button. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And let me know if you'd like me to analyze Harry's cringe BBC interview where he threw his family under the bus.
And that's I think the best part about being a mom, and we go back to like a love language or gift, it's not about the grandeur of a gesture. It's that I see you. I'm nurturing you and I see you so deeply, and I love being able to see your growth, and I'm just so proud of them.
Happy Mother's Day, and to anyone who has to suffer with a narcissistic parent, my heart goes out. I want you to know that you're not alone. Why don't you leave me an emoji as a comment so that we can know that we all stand together in solidarity. Take care for now.